An unforgiving, sun-baked desert in southern Africa is a tough place to raise a family. But there are some who are perfectly suited to it. At the turn of the millennium, a legend was born here. Scientists named her Flower. As matriarch, she grew her family, leading them through good times and bad. To become the most successful leader of her kind, loved the world over. Like all living things, when her time was done, the desert's rose returned to the earth. But every great leader leaves a legacy, and now the time has come to pick up the story with her great-granddaughters, as they strive to lead their own families through the daily struggles of life in the Kalahari. The rising sun takes the chill off a cold Kalahari night. Mornings are full of promise, and the Whiskers are gearing up to start a new day. This has been the Whiskers' home for more than 20 years. Swift is now head of the family, and like all dominant females here, she wears a radio tracker as her crown. To lead is to serve. And this steadfast leader has served her family well for the past 5 years. Life hasn't always been easy. The great drought of 2015 almost wiped out the Whiskers. There were just 3 survivors. But from the devastation, Swift set about rebuilding the dynasty, just as her great-grandmother Flower did 3 generations before her. The Whiskers now number a respectable 15. As matriarch, it's Swift's duty to ensure her family keeps growing. And 3 weeks ago, she gave birth to her 13th litter. Triplets. Hatchie, Laker, and Fly have been kept safely underground. And today, they're seeing daylight for the first time. It's Swift's job to produce pups, but it will be the responsibility of the whole family to raise them. All three are female, which means there could be a feisty future leader amongst them. Swift must balance motherhood with her other duties as leader. Still too young to leave the burrow, the pups will stay home with a trusted babysitter. Today, that job falls to one of Swift's 4 eldest daughters, Epsilon. This working mum can now lead the rest of her family out to find food. She'll be back just before sunset to give the triplets their bedtime milk. Swift has set the Whiskers up in some of the best real estate around. Their 5 square kilometre territory hardly looks like a desert. Unusually high rainfall in this spot encourages all sorts of delicacies to the surface. But you've got to be quick and dexterous to catch them. Less than a mile from the ample greenery of Chez Whiskers lies the smaller territory of their nearest neighbours. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries, but this family's got plenty. Their dry scrubland stands in stark contrast to Swift's bountiful paradise. Finding nutritious meals in this dust bowl is hard work. And compared with Swift, the leader of this family is a rookie. Three-year-old Flint Lockwood has been in charge of Hakuna Matata for less than a year. She too is descended from Flower, as Flint is the great-great-granddaughter of the Kalahari's favourite rose. With a gang of 10 mostly younger siblings under her command, this beginner has her hands full. Six weeks ago, Flint gave birth to her first litter as leader. Her 3 girls and 1 boy are pretty demanding. But this morning, she's got a more immediate problem to deal with. Her partner Finnick's head bobbing signals he's concerned about something. Until they know how serious the problem is, it's best to gather the pups together out of harm's way. As the search team spreads out, Flint's younger sister, Sencha, stumbles into trouble. A sand snake is not the deadliest predator, but it's enough to raise an alarm. The word is out. Flint's other sister, Munchkin, steps up to tackle the problem head-on. But snake mobbing is best attempted with a support team. Tails up to make themselves look bigger, they crowd the snake, heads bobbing and spit-calling in an attempt to force it away. Outnumbered and overwhelmed, the intruder turns tail and slinks off. Flint could do without all this stress first thing in the morning. But at least everyone's safe for now. The differing fortunes of Flower's descendants may simply be down to chance. As the temperature rises, Swift allows her now well-fed family a welcome midday break. Supervising playtime in the shade is her long-term partner and father to all the kids, Bria. At 10 years old, he's knocking on a bit, although he still likes to join in the fun in a sedate kind of way. Swift's partnership with Bria is full of affection and has lasted longer than most. 5 glorious years together. As everyone gets back to the grubby business of bug hunting, oldest son Lilac takes up lookout duty. Like young men the world over, Lilac has been slow to leave home. But today, the snaggled-toothed man-child is ready to answer the call of the wild. While no one's looking, this would-be Romeo sneaks off in a different direction. Roving is the destiny of every young male. It's the desert equivalent of dating. But to find love in the dunes, the inexperienced rover will have to venture into enemy territory. And if rival males catch him there, he'll be dead meat. Desert dating doesn't always end in disaster, though. It's how Hakuna Matata's leader Flint found her new man. Or rather, he found her. Social climber Finnick came looking for love from a rival family a few months ago. He spotted the vacancy for dominant male, moved in, fathered Flint's pups, and has been liberally swiping his scent gland over his new patch ever since. Pups with Finnick have helped secure Flint's position at the top, but they've also exposed a weakness. A successful family is a finely tuned childcare machine that runs mostly on girl power. Females without their own pups can produce milk to help feed other members of the family. But willing wet nurses are in short supply. Finnick can't help, even if he wanted to. Nor Shandy. Luther couldn't lactate if his life depended on it. And Israel's all man. Gurk, Sacrebleu, Belphegor. Man alive, it's a desert boys club. Unlike Swift, Flint doesn't have an army of able daughters under her control. Her most senior deputy is younger sister, Munchkin. But Munchkin's blossoming into the kind of Kalahari heartstopper that's catnip to roving males. And right now, she's more interested in boys than in looking after the kids. With little in the way of child support and the constant pressure to keep her family fed, it's no wonder Flint is exhausted and fractious. And Munchkin takes the brunt of it. Watching Flint's family from afar is rookie rover Lilac. He's reached enemy territory, but he's less interested in the danger and more attracted to the oasis of romantic promise. This could be his lucky day. The charming Ms. Munchkin and her equally delightful sister Sencha might invite the attention of an ambitious young rover. But, oh, wait. A battalion of boys stands between Lilac and the ladies. If they or Finnick spot him, there'll be serious trouble. Time to try a different approach then. Perhaps they've left a babysitter at their burrow. But the burrow is deserted. Ah well, good things come to he who waits. Back at the Whiskers burrow, Epsilon would be the perfect catch for any rover. Although, at the moment, she's got her hands full looking after her baby sisters. While they explore the wonders of the outdoors, she keeps a watchful eye out for trouble. But 4 hours of this would test anyone's patience. Fortunately for Epsilon, help is at hand. Her sisters, Pandy and Crimson, have returned home early to help with the childcare. It's a blessed relief. All this playing is thirsty work. Mum won't be back for a few hours, so Big Sister Crimson provides. And when feeding time is over, everyone can enjoy 40 winks. On Flint's side of the manor, there's been no time to rest. After a difficult day trying to find enough food for everyone, she's finally taking her family home. But their journey is rudely interrupted. The manor's noisiest neighbors a pair of ground-nesting plovers have got themselves in quite a flap. The Hakuna Matata clan has stumbled onto their nesting site. Their cunningly camouflaged eggs would be a delicious afternoon snack for the hungry clan, if only they could get to them. But the birds aren't about to allow that. Flint decides it's not worth all the bother. It's been quite a day of unpleasant surprises, and she just wants to get home. The commotion alerts rover-in-waiting Lilac to the rival family's imminent return. The hapless Romeo makes his escape while he still can. Roving is all about timing, and Lilac's lucky timing may have just saved his life. Finnick immediately smells a rat. He knows full well there's been an intruder at his burrow. But Lilac is already crossing safely back into Whiskers territory. As the sun begins to set on the day, the rest of Lilac's family are making their way home too. Swift leads the way. After a long day apart from her pups, she's keen to check on their well-being. She has no cause for concern. Her able and willing daughters have played their babysitting roles perfectly. Hatchie, Laker and Fly have safely spent their first day above ground. Pushy little Hatchie wastes no time securing the first bedtime feed from her mum. As the African proverb goes, it takes a village to raise a child. And the Whiskers are making a fine job of it. Life will be full of challenges for the youngest members of the Whiskers dynasty. But nobody would expect those challenges to come quite so soon.